Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on a short leash today.
You're not moving very far. You are on a short leash. Yeah, we're tethered by our headphones, and for some reason they're all balled up. But whatever, I'm feeling good tonight. It's Thursday night in the Riverbend area, and it's rainy as could be.
It's better than that. It's the Halloween special edition of Riverbend Talon, and we have multiple stars tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a spooktacular show.
Coming up in just a bit, we'll have the ghost hunters from A&E and Riverbend Paranormal. We investigated the Hotel Stratford. We've got EVPs.
Hold on, now.
That we captured, and it was creepy. It was very, very creepy.
What's more important, is that girl going to be able to contain her mouth?
Well, we'll find out.
She's a potty mouth, man.
I know.
I'm just saying, I'm very easily offended. So,
but to kick things off,
you're going to answer the phone line with a cold call?
The ultimate. No, I'm talking to Dead Planet, the band who, to me, started punk rock all over the world.
There you go, right? From right here.
Right.
In Alton, Illinois.
Yeah.
It goes pretty deep.
They're so punk rock, they avoided playing Alton for like 40 years.
We refuse to play our hometown.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
That is about as punk rock as it gets. And so we got
Steve and Mike.
Chris. I was going to say we got Chris Ducliffe.
Yeah, I said your dad's name, didn't I?
No, my uncle.
Or your uncle. Yeah, because I'm used to him being on here so much. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Bred making fools, those Ducliffes, I tell you.
See how I slid that in there?
I did my time. I did my time at Duke's Bakery, man. Matter of fact, Dycuff. Was it Andy Dycuff? Who was Bud
Dykeman.
Bud Dykeman. There it is. Dykeman. Bud Dykeman, man. I worked for that guy for a long time.
Yeah, you're true though, Sean, because my Uncle Mike actually goes by Mick.
Yeah, I did say Mick, didn't I?
If you know him close enough, his family, he's Mick. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, the Ducliffes from Duke's Bakery, that goes way back. But how deep? We're talking about not Duke's Bakery going way back. Yeah. We know that. How far back does Dead Planet go?
We started the band in 1985, actually. When Aaron Goodrich, Aaron Whale, and then Gus Codris and I got together for the first time. It was 36 years ago, in November of 85.
And now, thanks to you guys playing, the VFW and Cottage Hills, everyone throws their festivals there now.
You know, that show was in, we didn't play that show until June of 86.
Wow.
Yeah, with Culture Shock.
Right.
Guys?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a blast from the past.
Yep. Then
Culture Shock, Club Zero, is that another one? Yeah.
Yep, back then. And then we hit the Turner Hall in August of 86, opening for Agent Orange and MDC in October. And hit the St. Louis scene, never looked back to Illinois until they opened 300 State up down there back in, 10 years ago or so. We gigged down there a bunch, but we haven't. Other than that, Jacoby's the last couple of years we had a show, but like Dennis was saying before we went on air, we didn't play Alton for probably close to 25 years. Or
yeah, I exaggerate.
Turner's Hall. We were. You brought up Turner's Hall. We were just talking about that before we started the show because I drive over by. It's right across from Hyde Park, or it was at one time.
Vacant lot now.
Vacant. Yeah, not a lot going on there now.
A lot of memories though there.
Man, I drive by there once a week. And I remember some good times in that building. It was a out of hand situation.
Oh, it was.
I felt like a kid at that time. I mean, we were all kids. I guess.
The introduction to us was when we played the summer of '86. But summer of '86, you had DRI, you had Gangrene, you had Black Flag. I mean, you had the Descendants. I mean, it was one show after another. If COC, Corrosion of Conformity, I mean, it was just, we opened for NBC all that year too. It was just one show after another. Circle Jerks, I think, played that spring.
But now hold on, wasn't Turner's Hall like? I guess that's not the same as the Turner's Halls that are up now because they're all like this German club.
No, that's what it was. They were German clubs.
Yeah, it was a German club.
There's actually one right down on Ridge Street there, on Ridge and 4th. There's an old Turner Hall.
Is it still in there?
Alton. It's been closed for years, but they were German. They were German clubs.
Yeah, I went to one. We have the WPW wrestling guys on sometimes, and they were at a Turner's Hall, and it was connected to an American. Like you walked in an American Legion, went down a hall to the Turner's Hall, and I'm like, I don't know if our I guess we like the Germans now. I don't know. I'm just saying, at one point, that wouldn't have been cool with some of the people at the American Legion.
Yeah,
we fuck you bastards. No,
well, that's where we got our start, though. Was playing at Turner Hall. Great memories in that place.
Agent Orange is who they opened up for. You know who booked them? The legendary John Green.
I was just actually, as we were talking about that, I started thinking about the. What was the club he had for years over there?
Bernard's.
But the original
Bernard's. We played there many times. The original Bernard.
It got hit by a plane or something, didn't it?
Yeah. That's when after Turner's Club, they started doing shows at Bernard's and the Sports Palace over on Delmar, which is gone now. But Bernard Pub, that was in '87. We opened for Naked Ragin. We opened up for Corrosion and Conformity there. We opened up for Us and FU, and we opened up for Agnostic Front in '87. So good times at Bernard's. It was a dump. It wasn't very big, but they had some good shows, and it sounded good.
I thought like the layout of the second Bernard's was so awkward. It was like there was multiple levels, and there was a drum riser that you had to like take a staircase out to.
Well, that was on the landing.
Yeah, that was the one
and
on
originally
the
that
landing.
was a club called First Rock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and we had played there when it was First Rock. We opened up for the legendary St. Louis punk band Ultraman.
Oh yeah.
When they released their first album in '89, we opened up for them when it was called First Rock, and the stage was actually facing the street.
It was different. The back of the stage faced the street. Yeah,
exactly.
I remember when it was set up like that.
But then when it became Bernard's, he moved the stage over to the end, remember?
Yeah, and it had the drum riser that was like 8 foot higher. You had to take a staircase
exactly,
up to it. It was a weird setup, but you got to give John Green credit in the punk rock community, even though there was like, John Green, he did bring a lot of acts to the... a lot of acts. He brought a lot of acts.
Do you remember then, Sean, when they started doing shows at that Club 67?
Yeah,
Club 367.
I apologize. 367 right across the road. Bunch of great bands played there too. A lot of punk and metal bands.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. We saw
Pantera, Sepultura, 1,200 people. And
the place was packed. Old movie theater. Well, it was great. Top of the tower. Remember that?
And before it was
Animal
House.
House.
Animal House.
It was
Animal House. But that stage was so big.
So
I loved that place.
It was, we played there probably about 4 or 5 times, John Green shows, until one time Aaron Goodrich, our singer, broke a mic, and John tried to make us pay for it. And we take it out of the $5 that he wasn't going to pay us.
Right.
So he never had us back, but those days, John Green's days were almost over by then, by the mid-'90s.
Yeah.
So this is your third appearance on Riverbend Talent, brought to you by Matt Van Voorhis and Macias Insurance and Michael Crider, Farmers Insurance and Halpin Music Company.
There you
go.
And
this is your third time on. The first time was 2017. That's when you told us a story about the plane hitting Bernard's Pub. That's why Pigpen remembers it now, because you refreshed his mind. Because if it went back more than a few years, if it was like 2010 that happened, he's already forgot everything from 2010.
I forgot that we just talked about it till you brought it up again.
That's what I'm pointing out here.
Yeah.
So that was 2017, and then the last time was for the Aaron Whalen tribute, right? Yes. Which was like a year later, 2018, and 33 on the Needle was on, and then you guys called in from the bunker and jammed over the phone line. Only band to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us play live from the bunker.
It was very punk.
So there you go, folks, that are just tuning in. And we have the band who started festivals at the VFW in Cottage Hills.
Back in 1986.
Right. So we also have the band, right, that started punk rock in our area pretty much. There were some other bands around with you guys, but I mean, you were there at the very beginning.
Sure.
Right? On the forefront.
Yeah, right there.
And you told us about the pizza places is where everybody played.
Oh, Showbiz, there was, Pizza John's, Pizza John's, Showbiz, and then there was the churches. I mean, there was all the churches. I mean, we were all in bands before Dead Planet, too.
Right.
But, First Presbyterian, Evangelical, classic shows at Evan.
The Evans were good, and then
Elm Street even had
youth
shows.
Center uptown at the old Presbyterian church.
Sure,
or whatever
Elm Street Presbyterian Church had shows, Showbiz, Pizza John's. Great times.
So back then, you'd go to like an Evan show, and you'd be a bunch of kids, 15 years old, 16 years old, and you'd be at this church, but then there was an area for all these kids to smoke. You know, what happened to those days? I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah, the times have changed, but yeah, I'm glad we were kids then.
Yeah,
we had fun.
Yeah. We were lucky. We lived during the open campus era. I don't know.
Open campus, Alton High. You had to love it. Yeah.
I believe you guys started the year that Steve was born.
He wasn't even in his mama's womb yet. I don't think.
Yeah, it's a little bit later than that.
So Steve was sitting here the first time you guys were on with us, like just doing color commentary, because like he's going through the whole history too with us, like going, "Wow, I've heard these stories, but it's cool to hear them again."
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, it never gets old though.
But I do want to bring up that you got to perform opening for the Murder Junkies, right?
Yes, Murder Junkies at the Old Way Out Club, which is now closed, which is a shame. But Murder Junkies show back in 2015.
Now, we did not elaborate on that, but you said those guys are crazy. Now, I want to know a little bit more about those guys being crazy. Now, for those who don't know, the Murder Junkies is the band that backed G.G. Allen.
They were G.G. Allen's band, and
Right.
Merle Allen is the leader of the Murder Junkies, Gigi's brother, okay? He's the bass player. So, yeah, there's something else. I'll let Steve go on about it. You were there.
I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to elaborate on it.
Keep it clean.
Honestly,
Keep it clean.
I figure your color, so.
There was nudity involved, as well as
A drumstick.
drumstick,
How about
Ow.
How about poop?
some blood.
Little fecal matter.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was, and a drummer and a female from the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
was a little bit. But they rocked.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the band rocked. That's how they gets it in every show. But yeah, Murder Junkie show is something else. But yeah, Steve's been in a band since 2012 when we and Aaron and Whale and I got the band back together. Goodrich, our longtime singer, had since moved to Portland, Oregon, so it was impossible to have Aaron to recruit him.
Right.
And Mark Cowsley, our longtime drummer, he took over for Gus just after that College Hills show. So Mark was our longtime drummer. He played all those Turner shows with us and all the shows at Sports Palace and Bernard's and everything, and was in the band with us for years. But he had he was doing the married life and everything. So we were looking for a drummer and a singer, and I had a drummer already from I was jamming with Nate Boone and tried out a couple singers, and he brought over this one guy. None of them were what we wanted, and Aaron and I would just look now. He brought over this guy, and he told me before practice, I think you're going to like him, and showed him an old song of ours, one of the first songs I wrote back in '85 called Xenophobia. We still play it, actually, and gave Steve the lyrics and sort of ran through it once with him, and he sang it and started banging his head and going nuts. And
There's more to the story, though, because Steve was not a singer.
Well,
no, you're right.
Not up to that point.
Never sang. He was,
Or were you a bass player in your previous band, but you had a bass?
Yeah,
right.
I was in transition. Yeah, I did like musical theater and stuff like that in my grade school years, but really nothing solid. But I've always wanted to do it, and I knew I could do it, so I had to. And when I auditioned for him, I was scared out of my mind, because I sing the song.
Steve was 24
he says,
years old.
"Can we talk for a second?" And I had to leave the room, and oh man, was that good? Was that bad?
So what'd you do? Just jam a cover tune or something?
No, the song called Xenophobia is an original song.
So you'd practiced it a little bit.
No,
I
I
guess.
never practiced it. Yeah, so,
I walked through the door here. Sing this.
Yeah, so he and our drummer Nate went outside, and Aaron and I talked it over, and we knew right away. Well, actually, after the first line, a couple lines he sang, Aaron looked at me and shook his head and winked, and I was like, "Yeah, this is the guy."
Yeah.
Steve was probably intimidated. He was a young 24-year-old here. We were at the time probably 43 at the time. Getting the band back together, and he was probably like thinking, "God, these guys are old as my dad almost."
Right.
But it's been through the wars, obviously been through the punk rock wars through the
Yeah.
year and everything,
Yeah.
and the rock and roll wars, everything, and he'd been playing in a band called Six Gun Salvation as their bass player, And
even though he wasn't a bass player.
Even though he wasn't a bass player.
But he had a bass.
But he had a bass.
But now he's a true bass player, though, because we never replaced Aaron after he passed away.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron was an original member, and really like to give him my props, because it was for him when he was the reason we got the band back together in 2012. If you guys remember when the Bishops and Judge Nothing and Autumn Clock did a reunion show back in 2012 down at the old 300 State, it was the Masonic Temple on the 3rd floor. Remember that?
Right. Masonic Temple, that's good. Let's bring that up.
Yeah. So Aaron came over. He'd been living in St. Louis for about a decade with his wife, and working in the restaurants over there. And he said, and I just happened not to be playing with anybody at the time. I'd been playing with different bands through the years, and had done Dead Planet since early 2000s. And he said, let's get the band back together. I'm like, heck yeah. And so Aaron, just it's really sad, still is when I think about it. I'd known him since I was a little kid, but he passed away at the beginning of 2018. And Steve sort of just topped out on bass. And we never, he was our front man, our lead singer, and we tried a few bass players out, thinking about putting Steve back out front just to sing, but no one was as good as Steve or rock like he did or brought it. We played pretty fast and downstroke a lot like the Ramones did, and got to have intensity to play our stuff. And Steve, now it's been 3 years? Well, no, more than that, about 4 years. He's been our bass player and lead singer too. So
nice.
He's boy, has that been all right, because you guys write like crazy, man.
Yeah.
We write a lot of songs. I'm a songwriter, so we do. We play covers here and there for fun, and once in a while we play one out.
Right.
I think the big thing about Steve is he's not afraid to be thrown into the fire at the last minute, because I'm pretty sure you were on your way to the first gig with Dead Planet with a lyric sheet working on the songs.
You remember very well.
And you were playing like an acoustic.
Place called Ye Old Haunt in Old North St. Louis. Nice. Literally right next to Crown Candy. Hell. If you know where Crown Candy is, in the Old North St. Louis neighborhood in St. Louis. Not the best neighborhood, but a classic neighborhood. Yeah. And we played with some bands. I forget who it was, and Steve was still learning songs. We'd practiced literally for like 2 weeks.
That's a great name, though. Ye Old Haunt. I like that one.
I don't even know what happened to the place. It was a little shotgun bar,
right?
But it was a cool little place. But Steve did it. That was a fun show.
So let's talk about the show coming up this Sunday over at Red Flag. Right, you guys are playing with a Misfits tribute band, right?
Yeah, they're called We Bite. We actually played with them at Old Foo Bar, which isn't around anymore. But that's the same owner closed Foo Bar and opened up Red Flag, which is a fabulous new venue, by the way.
Yeah.
If you haven't been there, you need to get there.
It holds
about 1,200 people, and it's a great stage. And brand new building. He literally a brand new building. It was built right there, block on Locust, 3,000 block of Locust, in sort of Midtown St. Louis. And we played with We Bite at the Old Foo Bar. It'd probably been about 6-7 years ago, and they really impressed me. And we played Misfits songs for fun. We always have. Just they're easy, and everybody likes the Misfits, and we like them. We grew up listening to them. Right. We still do. And but we're not playing any Misfits covers this show because we're playing with Misfits covers band. But they bring the whole thing. They bring the look. The lead singer does the Glenn Danzig Misfits look, exactly. That air.
Is
Glenn
he
Danzig.
Short?
Sort of short, but he's got the skull, crossbone shirt, and they got the devil locks. They got the Jerry looking bass player. They got the Doyle looking guitar player, and Misfits went through about 20 drummers, so whoever their drummer is, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they do Misfits right. So
nice.
Yeah.
There you go, man. So that's happening on Halloween.
On Halloween at Red Flag.
The actual Halloween date. Not the Friday, Saturday one, the real Halloween.
You got it.
As a matter of fact, I got a huge kick out of the flyer. It says Halloween Presents.
Yes. Yes. You don't even know where it's at till the bottom. I know the flyer. It says Red Flag.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Right on. And how can people get tickets to that?
Well, I think you can go to the food bar, the Red Flag website, and get them. And I think they're a little cheaper if you buy them in advance, or you can just get them at the gate.
At the gate, right there. Okay.
Right there, the door.
And what time is that door happening? Do you know?
The door's at 7, and the show starts right at 8. We're playing first, so get there early, and we're on right at 8. So then Bastard Squad is.
Do they know it's that you're playing first? What that means to the bands that follow you?
They should, hopefully.
Gotta set the bar high.
Yeah, we're the elder statesmen of St. Louis punk rock.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they give us a respect. At least they're there. Hopefully they listen to us. So.
Right.
I think they'll dig us.
Yeah. Well, you said you played with the Misfits tribute before, so
yeah, we played with them back in
so
like 6, 7 years. ago.
You played with them. How about the Bastards?
Never played with them. The Bastard Squad, they become pretty popular in the St. Louis area, St. Louis punk scene. Yeah, they got a good ripping hardcore sound. Yeah,
nice. Have not checked them out. So
all right. Well, I just wanted to pump up our side of the river, because Dead Planet's our band. It's like Alton's their town. I got a song that says that.
It's our town. We have a song called Our Town. Yeah.
So
and when we say Alton, we mean it because all three of us live in Alton.
Yeah.
And I've lived in Alton my whole life. Yeah.
And I want to say the story with Steve is that he kind of discovered punk rock when he came to Alton. He was doing metal prior to that, right? And like really dove in when you got with the punk here.
Big metalhead. And then I moved here to Alton, and one of my neighbors, like right across the street, he was a big punk rock kid, and he's like, well, you like that? Try this out. Then try that. And here's another one. And then I get introduced to his circle of friends, and then they're like, no, that's garbage. Try this.
Listen, if you're not listening to the Sex Pistols, you're not listening to punk, man.
So do you remember the first time you heard of or seen Dead Planet?
I actually saw them. It was down at 300 State or whatever it was called at the time.
Yeah, I think
no, that can't.
It was
you never saw us because we weren't. Not without you, because we got back together in 2012.
I don't think it was you in particular, but it was like the gang. Like I distinctly remember talking to you and
saw us not saw us play, but
just hanging out, right?
Yeah, just hanging out.
Never saw him play.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you walk into that first practice like not knowing even what they sound like? Really?
I kind of had an idea because I did listen to Chris's set, and I forgot who he was with at that time.
That was a band called Troops.
Was it Troops? Yeah, you guys played the pageant.
Yeah, the Troops played the pageant.
That's pretty cool.
We played a lot, and our drummer and lead singer in Troops, Brian O'Neill's our drummer. Yeah, he's been with us for the last 4 years. Yeah, Brian's an excellent drummer.
Nice, yeah.
So
good guy too.
He brings incredible drum skills and incredible vocals to the band too.
Okay,
so it's great having a drummer that can sing like he can. Steve's still a lead, but Brian actually sings a few lead vocals. On the album, it's all Steve, but Brian's all over the place with vocals too.
So it's 3-piece.
3-piece,
nice.
Yeah. Just Steve, Brian, and I. Steve does bass and vocals. I play guitars, and Brian does the drums, and we all sing.
Yeah, you didn't have to buy him a bass. At least he had a bass.
He had a bass. Yeah, he had a bass. Yeah.
There you go,
Right.
man.
He actually doesn't play the bass that he played in Six Gun Salvation. He plays an old Fender that he's got, a Precision. So
that other one was just a prop bass that he got at the theater department.
Yeah, it's about 6 feet long.
That thing's a monster. It's like a extra long fretted neck.
Oh,
and
wow.
like all that,
So I can't even reach the F on a regular bass.
Yeah.
I have to get a short scale bass for my little T-Rex arms, So,
Cool.
All right, you guys playing at the that's Dead Planet, and they are playing at the Red Flag on Halloween. That is Sunday. That is this Sunday. Doors open at 7. Show starting at 8, kicking off with Dead Planet. So make sure you're there.
Yes.
Before 8, get there.
Support
right when the doors
Alton.
open.
Get out there and support our team.
If you are part of the Alton punk scene, time to go support the home team.
That's right.
So there you go. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming back down,
thanks, Sean.
man.
Thanks, Dennis.
I want to make
guys.
sure you guys still got the YouTube channel, 4444 America.
4444 America. You can see all our videos on there. Yes,
All right.
definitely.
I knew that, but I wanted to let everybody else.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah,
You
check
know,
out our
I'm
videos.
following Dead Planet. You know me.
Yeah, for a new record, it's called Fractured.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're holding a copy.
Doing
of it.
old school with this one. If you if you want to hear it, you got to have the CD. We have not put this out on the internet. So we're going old school. So
nice.
There you go.
So you got to actually have a physical copy to listen to this.
And now,
we have done no videos for it either. Sort of old school Metallica.
Oh yes.
So you got to have the CD to hear the songs. So you can't go on YouTube to hear anything. So.
We're going to let you hear one song, though.
No.
Just because they're tuned in.
Hold on
right?
now. I got a question now.
Right.
Before we hear this song, I want to hear the song, although I heard them play it live from the bunker already. But no.
that was Blood Eagle. We're going to hear a different song.
What I want to know is, other than at Red Flag on Sunday, where can they pick up copies of the CD? Is there a place like Facebook or somewhere they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, just contact us. We sell them at shows, basically.
Yeah.
We sell them at shows, and you can contact us, go to Facebook, and get a hold of us, drop us a message. We'll get you a CD.
Absolutely. They'll meet you at Duke's Bakery and drop one off to you while you have donuts or something.
I don't know if you guys know it, but we got a couple places around town that actually stock merch for
Riverbend
bands.
Records,
and
some other places,
Alt
Music
Exchange.
Yeah.
Music Exchange does.
So I wanted to give those
definitely.
guys a plug because that's support right there. Yeah. So,
we've been planning on getting them out to those places.
Cool. There you go.
Yeah.
So everybody get your Dead Planet CD called Fractured, and get out this Sunday and check them out. We're going to play a tune off this Fractured album. Which one are we going to hear?
Well, it can't be much over 3 minutes, or it wouldn't be punk rock, right?
That's right.
I don't know. Let's ask Dead Planet. Do you have songs that are 5 minutes?
No.
No?
They're all between about 2 and 3.5.
There you go. That's punk rock to me.
Well, Stormtroopers of Death would say that's way too long. A song for George is 4 seconds. Okay?
No, we don't have like minute songs, so we're not that, I guess punk rock. But it's pretty punk rock.
Oh, I want to say Our Town's like 1:50.
It's about 1:50.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a short one, yeah.
This is probably the least hardcore song on the album, but I think everybody would dig it.
Forever is Over is the name of it. And the new CD, let's see, it's got to be From the Bunker. What number now, right?
It's called Fractured.
It's just called Fractured. There it is.
I remember the old stuff.
Sure.
Right?
Blast from the Bunker, Volume 1.
All right. So let's, thanks to Dead Planet, we are coming back with people from Ghost Hunters?
That's right. A&E's Ghost Hunters, Riverbend Paranormal. We investigated the Hotel Stratford, and man, it was creepy. Let me tell you. Hey,
so while we switch our guests out, we're going to listen to the CD.
When Brian Murray freaks out when he sees something, you know it's real.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's done so many investigations. He's like, I never do this, but I just seen something for real.
Believe
so
it.
yeah, and we'll talk
There you
about
go.
that.
We're going to talk all about that, but first we're going to hear some Dead Planet.
If I wait for tomorrow, it could be too late, can't wait, something's only happened today. Slip down all the broken pieces, fail to mention my connection to the casualties. In straight line fate, or was it all compromising and basic mistakes? All the broken history can never be erased. Let me in on your prize, there's something left inside. Hold on till forever is over. Always drunk, still remember. You came on board, my friend, those years seem like yesterday.
And now more Riverbend talent
with Dennis Laird and Pigpen.
All right, Pigpen, we're back, and you guys got to check out the video as you watch Pigpen repair the microphone that I
It's
broke.
not repaired. If it's touched, it will fall apart again.
Oh.
Super glue. Oh, potty mouth, don't do that. No.
I love this, guys.
Oh, man.
So,
Things are already out of control, and it's only been 2 seconds into this. I don't know what's going on here. I wasn't here, so you guys are going to have to inform me how haunted this place is.
It's a good solid 7.
It's a good solid 7.
4.
7 or 4?
No, out of 4.
Oh, out of 4. Okay.
It was good, man.
7 out of 4. I was not here the night that you guys were here, so I'm going to be informed on exactly what went down. But I've been up there. It looks like an old insane asylum with all the walls gone, and it's a creepy place just to walk around for sure.
You are going to inform our listeners who we're talking to, though, right?
I'm scared too because I'm afraid there's going to be some bad words coming at me. We're going to go through, and we got 4 of them here from A&E's Ghost Hunters, so we're going to go one at a time and make sure this is all done properly.
Well, we got 2 ghost hunters and 4 Riverbend Paranormals.
River sees that. That's why I said we're going to go slow and make sure I get it right. I'm too high to do this job properly. So, all right. So let's go through here. Sitting right next to me, sir.
Dean Thompson.
Dean Thompson. You were Riverbend Paranormal.
Correct.
And what is your specialty in the ghost hunting world?
Audio usually.
Audio. Okay, there you go. So you catch the EVPs.
Hopefully.
We have some.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. Right next to him, we have Mr. Brian Murray from A&E Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
What is going on, Mr. Brian? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, man. I'm just living the life.
You are.
And from the movie Sleepless Unrest.
Oh, yeah.
Which everyone should check out.
You can actually watch it now on Tubi for free. And if you would do that, that'd be fantastic.
I'm in one called Sleepless Undressed. It's on Pornhub or something. I don't know.
That's a good one. I've seen it.
That's where I know you from.
Right. I'm sorry. What is going on around here, Brian? What are you bringing this stuff up for? No, sorry. What was it called? Sleepless
Unrest. Yep.
And what is it about?
We spent 4 of us, Rochelle, myself, Kendall, and Vera Welpton. We spent 2 weeks in the Conjuring House. We basically lived in the Conjuring House, the real Conjuring House.
For 2
that's
weeks.
it. And basically, you get to watch what we've done for 2 weeks and see all the things that happen and all the weirdness. And it was brilliant, fun. I loved it.
Creepy, I bet.
Absolutely creepy.
Absolutely creepy.
Yeah, I mean, when you average 2 hours of sleep a night because things are going on, it's also very tiring.
And when you're only averaging 2 hours of sleep a night, it could be a regular day in a regular place. It starts getting weird.
It does. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with us two.
Yeah.
All right, that is the voice, the distant voice of Rochelle. How you doing? Welcome back, Potty Mouth. We gonna be clean tonight?
We're gonna attempt, but I don't know.
I'm just teasing you. Welcome back to the show. Now you were here for the spooky night of walking around, and now when we did it, we found out there was like prostitute ghosts up there.
Yeah.
You know, there was all kind. This is what we found out when we did our the only other Halloween show we went up there for.
Well, actually, that's not true because we took Riverbend Paranormal up there.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Well, who was the prostitute ghost?
That was Dr. What's his name? Dr. Lynch.
Oh, Dr. Lynch and Vicky Main.
That's right.
There you go. I forgot about them. Not that I forgot about them, but that was a weird one.
I'm just going to say, out of the 3 investigations, our last investigation was pretty intense.
All right, so let's hear about it.
Yeah. Well, you was introducing people.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Whoever's beyond Rochelle doesn't even matter, dude. No, I'm sorry. Who? I'm sorry, sir. Who are you?
Ben, I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. What was your name, sir?
Rob.
Rob, and you're with Riverbend Paranormal.
Correct.
Yeah, and he was here.
And you were here when we did it, and you guys had the little gizmos that were like, "Oh, it's getting cold all of a sudden," and
yeah, we had the EDI meter, and
there you go. See, I say the little gizmo because I don't know what EDI meter is.
Me neither. I don't know. It's just got letters on it. I just repeat them back.
I like to call it the Doomaflitchy.
The Doomaflitchy. The Doomaflitchy isn't working.
We had all kinds of Doomahitchies though this time.
So you guys start telling that now. Now we got Rob, we got Rochelle, we got Brian, and I'm sorry, what was your name? What? Dean. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to write that down, Dean. I'm a little drunky.
I feel special right now. You know?
Well, you know that's because I got the one hand under the counter, and no one knows what that one's doing right now.
He didn't say that you didn't matter like me.
You were worried about me.
Exactly.
I didn't say any of the 7 words you can't say.
What
dance
was it again?
It was Doomaflitchy.
Did you see me put my hands up when he said it?
Yeah, suddenly everybody put their hands on the table except me.
Because mine were under there too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know. I can feel. So I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, it's everything I do is ridiculous.
So I'll see if we can kind of go through this. You guys will help me with the terminology here. But we had these things that sense people walking or entities walking by that have lights on them, and they'd light up, and we tried to get them to touch the light and different things like that. What are those devices? Yeah.
One of the devices we used was the tripwire, which it is an EMF detector, and it lights up if an entity goes close to it.
Right, and we got some hits on that. But then he had that little ball thing that he brought in that same
It's a
room.
very scientific term. It's called a cat ball.
Yes, it's a light-up cat ball.
Lean in a little more so we can hear you.
They're wonderful pieces of equipment because we spend all this money on all of this beautiful equipment. These are 3 for $12. They're little cat toys. But we've discovered that you can lay them down, and once you lay them down, the entities can manipulate them. They light up, and as you saw,
a lot of lighting up.
They were
on
lighting
that
up.
thing.
They were also lighting up on command, which is something that we kind of look for.
So what do you guys remember about being in that room and some of the stuff we were trying to get them to do and different things like that?
Well, when we first walked into the room, Shauna from our team and Rob were in there, and they started seeing what looked like shadows trying to peek out of the doorways.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we put the tripwire there. That's that EMF. It's a string of lights that light up if something was to come near it, touch it, or just kind of manipulate it. That's why we put it there.
Yeah, I mean, it confirmed exactly what we were seeing, too. And then we asked it to walk by the tripwire. And the tripwire is like a long, about 10 feet or so.
10, 12.
And it lights up along this whole thing. And just at the pace of a human walking by it, it lit up just all the way down it. It was pretty awesome.
There was also a laser grid there.
Right.
So the laser grid will light up the room, and if anything was to go past the actual lasers, it would break the plane, and you can see that something's walking through there. That's what they initially saw, was things peeking into that laser grid. Like it was almost as if somebody was there and wasn't, this place hasn't been investigated a lot. So just imagine it's been shut up, nobody's in there, nobody's coming in to talk to them on a daily basis. Now you got 6 or 7 of us in there asking questions, bombarding them with that, and they're probably sitting there thinking, what are they doing? So they're kind of peeking out, trying to, realize who we are. That's what I feel like was going on right there.
I want to say Dean was in the sky room at that time, though, and he was trying to capture some EVPs, right?
Yes.
And how were you doing that?
Just asking questions, plain and simple.
You have any device that
I use just a digital recorder. I use a Tascam DR05 recorder, and I just walked around asking questions, seeing if anybody would answer.
And someone did.
Well, it's most of the life of a ghost hunter. You sit in dark rooms by yourself asking questions, praying somebody will answer. They call it insanity any other time you're doing it, but ghost hunting, it's okay.
And so from your perspective, are you just asking random questions, or you're asking questions you think might be relevant to the place that you're in?
Both. I've learned over the years that I've done this, ask common questions. A lot of people go in, do you know how you died, or things like that. Ask them what they had for dinner. One of the EVPs you'll have, I simply ask the question, so what's good on the menu here? just anything that you can get.
Try the veal.
Okay.
No. It was close. It was close. But just anything to try and get a little bit of communication going.
So I got number 6 loaded up, EVP, right?
Yes.
Which is when you ask something about breakfast.
I was sitting in the dining room. I was in there by myself. And I just started thinking, okay, I'm in a dining room. I said, okay, what's good for breakfast?
Right. So I'm going to play that one. Now I'm going to give you guys a heads up because the microphones are on. You won't be able to hear it unless you have headphones on. Okay, so I'll play it. You guys have heard it. Unless you just want to hear the enhanced version, then Pigpen will hand you his headphones. You can check it out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play it for our listeners. Are you guys ready to play number 6?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
If you could give me a moment, that'd be fine.
She's not ready for this.
Well, try that again.
I don't hear it.
Here we go.
Here it goes.
What's for breakfast here? What's a good breakfast here?
That's kind of hard to hear, but
I heard a little voice in the background,
Right.
but I couldn't make out what it said. Did it say bagels?
It actually said anything.
Yeah.
Oh, anything.
Yeah,
I heard like a high-pitched little voice in the background, but I
Yeah.
couldn't make out what it was.
Everything bagels.
Everything. There you go. See? Anything, everything. It's all coming back around, man.
Now, when I was checking these out, me and Brian were kind of chatting back and forth online, and I was like, do all these whisper? Because the ones I could hear real good were the whispering ones, right? And he's like, no, not all of them. I'm like, well, this one that's saying anything sounds like a female possibly, and it sounds way clearer, no whisper, a different type of sound. So you want me to play that again for you, Pigpen, now that you know what it says and now that our listeners know what it says? I'm so blind. Here we go.
What's for breakfast here? What's a good breakfast here?
All right, so there you go. Right, so that's that one.
There you go. That I still think she said everything bagel.
I love to watch people when they listen for EVPs because they always close their eyes.
Yeah, well, that's good to tune everything else out. And
To
try
turn
and-
your ears on?
Yeah, absolutely. I close my eyes a lot when I'm trying to listen.
I love the reaction when somebody hears it, and then their face lights up like, holy crap.
Which
Like,
is
that's
exactly what happened on the first one we captured.
Oh, I'm still like a kid when it happens. I get excited when I hear them.
Right, so I'm in the sky room with Dean, right? He's like, check this out. And he plays this one back for me. This was the first one we caught. Okay, hold on. I got to flip it back on here. Here we go. Did you catch that, Pigpen?
No, it went too fast.
I'm going to do it. I'll do it longer for you. Here we go. Here it comes. We'll see the line. Wow. Is that the reaction you're like?
I still didn't hear what he said, but I heard something, and it was more of a male voice that time.
Right, more of a whisper, too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it one more time, Pigpen.
Still
Here we
couldn't
go.
make out what it was said.
Did you get it that time?
Sounded like he said, "Get out."
We get that a lot, actually.
He said sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember what you asked prior to that?
I listened to it several times. There was nothing I could find where that was an answer to a question.
Right. So you want to hear it
Well,
again?
maybe you
now?
just bumped into someone.
Well, that's the other thing I thought of. If you're in a lobby of a
Yeah.
hotel, maybe he bumped into me, I bumped into him, or
one
what
of the
have you.
one of the waiters going by to serve someone in the sky room bumped into him. I mean, the kitchen up there's a hustle and bustle.
I'm sure.
I'm just saying there's a lot of action up there, so there's probably people bumping into each other.
As a matter of fact.
And there's prostitutes walking around up there.
So I'm going to forget the names of the people that were there, but we did the thing where she put on the headphones.
That was
right?
Shauna.
The Estes method.
Right. And then someone else was asking questions. I was in the kitchen when this happened, and it was crazy. It was
Okay,
like...
so explain it again. Someone's wearing headphones.
Okay,
Right.
it's called the Estes method. What the Estes method does is it's a sensory deprivation.
Okay.
The person who has the headphones on has noise-canceling headphones and a blindfold, and they're listening to what is called a spirit box. It's a radio that scans stations constantly. what we're doing on the outside is we're asking her questions. She's saying whatever she hears come out of the spirit box. And hopefully the questions match up.
Right.
A lot of times they do not. Sometimes you get really, really good responses.
Now the person asking the questions can't hear the spirit box.
And the person hearing the spirit box can't hear the questions.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm tracking here. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
So
you're pretty much ready to join the squad, so I've got some paperwork after this.
Can I just put an X on it? I can't really sign
That's
my
all I
name.
do.
I can't read or write too well.
Actually, I sign all of your paperwork.
She does sign my paperwork.
So
I read a contract in 2 years.
that was the kitchen, right? And the stuff she was saying sounded like 3 or 4 conversations going on that would be going on while you're working in a kitchen.
It's a hustle and bustle.
It was
up there.
crazy. It was crazy.
You ever worked in a kitchen? There's a lot going on. I haven't personally, but I've seen it done by other people.
I used to work in a kitchen,
and it's a lot
and
of
that's where I got my potty mouth from.
Oh my gosh, Rochelle, this is an FCC station. We're just gonna keep it clean, girl. Remember how we talked before?
You said that I could say.
No.
He gave me a list of words that I could say as many times as I wanted.
And one of them was, let's move on.
One started with an F. I know that.
That was...
Fireflies.
Football.
Fantastic.
Oh, let's just freaking move on.
Yeah. It's getting creepy in here.
Yeah. I want to hear more about what went on upstairs. What the sensory deprivation thing. That's a neat way to go about trying to connect some dots there.
Yeah. Speaking of the spirit box, though, the Sleepless Unrest movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy when they're using the spirit box outside when you guys are walking around. Yeah. You got to check the movie out. I'm just saying, man, you got to check it out.
Free on Tubi.
Right.
There you go.
I have watched it on Tubi. It is actually there. They're not just saying it.
It's true.
Now, if you go to Tubi, afterwards scrub your browser. Oh, which one are we talking about again? No, that was my movie. I'm sorry. We'll get back to that later.
Right. So, EVP number 2. Do you remember that one, Brian? I'm drawing a blank, too.
Are you leaving? Are you going? Something
I can tell you.
Okay, we're gonna get our notes out now. So
I can tell you before him, this was the piano player that used to play in the lobby, and I don't know. I'm just making this all up as I go along.
Yeah,
killing time for Dean here.
Never mind. I'm unprepared. I didn't mind.
What? I am not going to get that 30 seconds of my life back ever. Dean, you're unprepared.
Are you staying?
Okay.
All right, there we go. Brian's on it.
I don't remember exactly what was behind this one, but I'll play it for you and see if you can hear it, Pigpen.
I'm listening. I got my ears on.
All right, here we go.
It was a female voice, it sounded like to me, but at first glance, it sounded like she said someone's coming. But I don't, I have horrible ears, so
give it
you're
another.
asking the wrong
Here we
guy.
go. No, not so much.
I heard it. I hear it. It sounds like a female voice when I'm hearing it. And again, I thought I heard the same thing. Someone's coming.
So,
I'm creeped out that someone's behind me now, or that someone's coming. So, what did that one say? If I had it wrong, you got to tell me. You can't leave me hanging.
He just told you.
I thought Dean said something on the lines of, "We're going to leave" or "We're going to be going," and then I thought the voice said, "Are you staying?"
Are you staying? Okay. See,
Yeah.
I'm not good at this game.
So
can we go to name that tune? I'd be better at that. I'm not good at name the EVP.
So my favorite one was number 5.
All right.
Right.
All right.
And this voice says no. Okay. Here we go.
Nah, that was more clear than the rest. That was a very no.
One more time.
Yeah, that one pretty clear. Pretty clear on that one.
Yeah.
The thing about these is we're not hearing these
as
the
they
time
happen.
and-
Right,
yeah, as
right.
The time, as
I've been involved in these where EVP's been picked up before, and you're in a room and someone's rolling it. Just for the radio listeners who don't know, you're in a room, someone's rolling a tape, and like you said, you use a Tascam. This is just like what you buy at a Walmart, or it's a Tascam, just a regular recorder, nothing fancy, nothing special. You don't hear these until you play the tape back, which makes it like creepy. Like if you heard it when it happened, it somehow would be less creepy. I don't know how that is, but when you play the tapes back when you've been somewhere and you hear things that you didn't hear in that room, it'll raise the hair on your arms.
I can tell you right now, when you hear it and you're in the room, it's creepy as well.
Now I've had that experience where I've heard a voice and I was absolutely alone, and it was over at the Limp Mansion. And it was a deal where I had to sit in, if you go to the upstairs of the Limp Mansion, they got all the old hotel rooms or whatever. And we were doing a radio thing where we were taking people down in the catacombs. And my job was to sit there all night, and about every hour I'd have to switch. Get 2 people out of a hotel room, take them down, put 2 people back, and wait for an hour. So for an hour I was just sitting there. And there happened to be a piano that overlooked the window, and I just sat down and started tinkling on it. And I heard a voice of an old lady, "Get off my piano." And I didn't touch the piano the rest of the I was there all by myself the rest of the night just waiting for sunrise going. And before that, I was having so much fun, like standing in the window scaring people on the street or, trying to be real still. But after that, I just was pretty much wanted sunrise to get there.
Counting the hours?
Counting the hours. But it, like you say, when you hear the voice for real, now I don't know if that would have come on a tape player. I don't know, because I wasn't running one, but I heard it.
Wait till you're touched.
No, I've been touched.
Yeah. By someone that's not there.
The soup was undressed.
I once went to Michael Jackson's Neverland, and his ghost touched me, and I don't know.
Now you got to remember the EVPs that we caught that night. We were there for an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah,
about 2 hours. 2 hours. It was a very short time, and to catch that many EVPs in that short time is rare. It's very rare. If you catch 2 or 3 a night, you had a good night. And here we have like 6 really solid ones at least.
To me,
like Brian said, though, this is an untouched place. If you go into places that are regularly checked out, you're nothing to them. They know you're coming. They probably all mums up and go away. This place, they weren't even expecting you. It's like an unexpected visitor.
Yeah, you got to look at these places that people say they have activity. These entities are just people like we are.
Right.
Right? So you go to a place that's known like the Limp Mansion or things like that, it's constantly people are in there. If I have somebody come to my house every single day and ask me the same questions, eventually I ain't going to say nothing because I'm tired of them being there.
I'm moving.
Right. Now you come into a place that hasn't been touched. Yeah. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's basically been upstairs in this building looking to talk to people. You know what I mean? Now we're here. We're like, hey, we want to know about you. We want to know your story. Tell us about yourselves. And it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I got the opportunity to talk to somebody. I haven't had that chance to talk to somebody in a very, very long time. I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm going to try to speak to them. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm taking all this in, Pigpen, and we go off exploring. I come back into the main lobby, and Brian's eyes are huge, and he's looking at me going, I never do this. I never do this. You have to understand. I never do this, right? And I could get the vibe from everyone else that Brian never does this, right? Tell us what happened, Brian.
I guess next to the kitchen is kind of like a dining room, or maybe it was the cafeteria.
I call it an office, that front where the window was.
I'm talking the big area where I was.
Oh, okay, that's the sky room, yeah.
Okay, the sky room.
Yeah.
I'm in the sky room, and Dean is, he's to my left. We're separated a little bit. And I'm just kind of looking out into the hallway. I saw what looked like, it didn't look like it. A person walked by in the little office room from left to right, and it was brownish, grayish. The whole thing looked like brown or gray. And I immediately got up because I knew where everybody was at that time. And I went and looked out the window to make sure nobody was walking outside. There was nobody outside. If there was somebody outside, they would have been a lot taller than what I saw. This was about 4 foot tall, I would say, almost like a child size.
Wow.
But it walked completely across there, and I saw it. And I ran over to that room. I got the chills right now, man. I got the bumps on
The hair's standing up on his arm.
Like I saw this, and I told Rochelle. Rochelle works with me more than anybody else. I saw somebody, and she was like, "Okay." I'm like, "No, I saw somebody. For real, do you believe me?" Because I was really worried that she wasn't going to believe me.
Anytime anything happens, and he tells me, and I say, "Okay," and then I'll ask questions. He's like, "But do you believe me?" I'm like, "Yes, I believe you. I'm asking questions. I'm trying to help you figure this out." Like,
yeah.
Why do you think that? Do you lie to me a lot? Is it a guilty conscience? That you have to constantly ask me if I believe you?
I like reassurance, man.
I don't give you enough reassurance.
Yes,
Are we going to do this right now?
Don't worry about it.
Are we going to do this right now?
I will throw down right now.
What happened last time? Rob, pull up the photos.
I do have photos, and
let's take a break.
Okay. Honestly, though, I've known Brian since high school, so watching his reactions, like I can always tell if something's like legitimate. And like I've seen him where we're on investigations, and he can be the biggest skeptic sometimes, and it's so frustrating for everybody else. Yeah, I'm just airing our laundry right now.
It's cool.
We're real people.
A literal ghost could pop out of a wall, smack him in the face, and he'd be like, "I don't know, man." But to see his reaction that night, I knew something like real happened.
Yeah.
For the folks who don't know, Brian's a Marine. Okay. So, fear is something he has to put out of his mind anyways, right?
It wasn't a scary thing. It was more like I didn't expect that 2 hours in.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know that we're getting to the voices. I know that we've got some EMF spikes. We've had the cat balls kind of go off. It's something that's like, okay, this is a place that we want to come back and check it out, And so therefore, she was holding up the picture.
Yeah, right at the camera, so you'll be able to see it.
The cool thing about what happened was Dean actually asked the question hey, did Brian just see you? And he did get a response on one of the EVPs. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're going to put those up. Or
I think I did actually play the one.
He got a response that said something on the lines of,
It said yes.
Absolutely, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So we went in that room and we tried to, make sure that it wasn't something else.
Right.
And what you got to understand it, when you're standing in that room looking outside that glass, there's a sidewalk there, but it's at an angle. So when people walk by that window, they walk uphill.
Yeah.
What Brian saw wasn't walking uphill.
No, it was going straight across. It wasn't going up any hills. I felt like it was in the room once I got out there and looked in the windows. Right. Plus, I looked outside and nobody. In the amount of time it took from when I saw what I thought was a person, 15 seconds I was already there.
It was less than that.
Well, I'm not that fast.
You were then. That was the quickest I've ever seen you move.
8.4 seconds. And I was out there, and I immediately looked outside to see if somebody was out there.
Yeah.
Because I was going to get upset. Like, oh, man, you blew it. So it was nothing. But like I said, it was grayish or brownish. Like there was no, like he's got a red shirt on and whatever, black pants. This was the same color from head to toe.
Right. Just an entity.
Wow. I feel like I have no explanation for it other than it was a really cool experience and I need to come back to this place as much as possible.
Yeah. We'll do that. Definitely. And thanks for coming in and doing the radio show and talking about it.
Yes. Let me just say one thing. 2 hours on this investigation and we want to come back. I've been to places that I've spent 8-9 hours, go back the next day, and not come up with as much as I did in 2 hours or what we did.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
The Conjuring House. Yeah. Well, we got several things all the time. But
Sleepless Unrest. That's all you have to do is watch that.
On Tubi.
Yeah.
For free.
For free.
Yeah. It was a great time, and I'm very grateful that you guys let us come down here. We're from Alton, so it's nice to be able to not get on a plane to go investigate. We can just come down the road, and if you let us do it again, we'll give you Rob.
Yeah. And thanks to John Simmons, the owner of the Stratford, for allowing us to come in and do it. We totally got permission. And yeah. So
there you go.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for being the cool part of our Halloween episode.
Every time this is a creepy building. It is, and like I say, when we went up there, I had to miss out on this one, but the one time we went up there with who was it, Dr. Lynch and Vicky Main, there were all kinds of different entities that seemed like travelers and stuff, which worked. It's a hotel. It seemed perfect. So
he just liked talking to ghost prostitutes.
Well, I like talking to all prostitutes.
I think on this next go around, if we do it again, though.
He said, "Dude."
I think it should be a little bit longer.
Okay.
And I think there should be a night of where we can set things up and see how it goes. And Michelle came up with a good idea, set up these cameras. Tell them, set up the cameras and then review them.
Yeah, I want to set up the cameras, our camera system, leave it playing, going overnight, then us review it and see where we're getting activity. We can even leave recorders going and then hit those spots harder the next time we come to investigate.
Are you going to sleep here while that happens?
If you let me, I will
sleep here as
so
well.
We can put a camera on you guys and watch you wake up every 10 minutes?
Absolutely.
Like
Sleepless Unrest did it. Let's do it.
Is that... you said it, so we're doing it. Just
pretty
don't
much
make
put it in the calendar.
Yeah.
I don't know how to work the calendar.
We'll see.
Rochelle puts it in the calendar.
Put it in our calendar, please,
and sign my name to it.
We'll see what we can work out. Hey, we're out of time though for now, but I got to mention a few things that's going on around town because that's what we do here.
It's usually what we do. Not tonight. We had too much going on. A lot of spectacular action going on.
You got Whiskey and Witches at Morrison's on Friday.
That sounds fun.
On Saturday, it's the Oakrest Lo-Fi Fest Halloween Barn Party. And that's Andrew Ryan, Dana Gowin, Andrea Yoder, and Joshua Grassle. Sometimes it's foggy and sometimes it's clear. 7 o'clock, and that's at Oakrest Road in Piasa for that one. All right. We got the Nightmare at Milton taking place on Saturday. I said that last one was Saturday. It's actually Friday. Sorry about that. So that's a Halloween party at the old Milton School, which is Pigpen's scared of that place. But that's the Mind Frame Distant. Didn't you see some stuff go down there, though?
I had some strange experiences in the gym at that place, too. So, that was a long time ago.
You guys are old.
Yeah. They're going to have the reptilians.
Really? I didn't know until now.
Gee, thanks.
What's the Milton School?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So, Biff Gnarly and the Reptilians and the Mind Frames and Distant Eyes playing at the old Milton School on Saturday. So, I wanted to get those in. Plus, Hazebond's going to be down at the conservatory.
Ooh, there you go.
And their whole band is based on ghosts.
Hazebond is a ghost.
Right.
Hazebond is the name of the ghost that lives in the house that Cam grew up in. Still lives in, I think. So
there you go. Thanks again to Riverbend Paranormal, guys.
Thank you,
guys. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And check out the movie Sleepless Unrest on
Tubi.
Or Sleepless Unrest on you. No, whatever. I got to get my plug in, too. I don't have anything real to plug, so I just make stuff up, that's all.
And for our punk rock friends, thanks to Dead Planet for coming in. And, man, forever they've been a punk rock band before punk rock even existed. And they're playing Sunday at Red Flag. Check that out with the Misfit tribute band, We Bite.
All right.
So there you go.
And as always, our show is sponsored by Halpin Music Company, has been for 6 years. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance, he's been with us about 5 now, so you know. And Alex Honky, our engineer in the other room taping all this, is sponsored by Michael Crider of Farmers Insurance. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, and as we always say, it's Halloween weekend. Get out and support local music, art, and paranormal.